The following program is rated parental guidance. It may contain scenes depicting geekery, toys, photography, toy photography, photography geeks, dad jokes, dad bods, and bad words. The presence of an adult is highly recommended. Not.
From the basement of Adonis Bar in Quezon City, this is GeekClicks with your host, Chris Lina. And special guest, GeekClicks.
All right. Hi, hello, mabuhay. This is Chris Lina, and welcome to GeekClicks, your show where every geekery is celebrated. Toys, toy photography, and everything that that we celebrate that keeps us happy as geeks. So thank you, everyone. Thank you to everyone who tuned in since our very first episode, November 30, 2020, and we're now on our 80th and more episode, 80th official episode. I know we've had 100 episodes already. So thank you everyone for supporting GeekClicks, and I hope that you can still stay with us. And thank you to everyone who's been with us since day one. Thank you to the people that are here in the comment section. Thank you, Alan Parma. Maraming salamat. The man behind the voiceover kanina. He's the one who helped us out a few times, or actually numerous times, even co-hosted our shows. Thank you so much, Tito Alan. Oh, thank you also, Mark Steven Santos. Maraming salamat. One of our lodies from the Articulated Comic Book Art. Yeah, he's one of the well great artists done. Yeah, and the Philippine toy photography, nonetheless, of course. Uy, dalaga na si Jam, tahimik lang dati yung Christmas party. And actually, no. But thank you so much, Carlos Serra. Maraming salamat. Thank you, Nino Cristiani David, for tuning in. ADWOW project, who's the person behind our Instagram account yan. Siya ang tumutulong. And if you want to help us out, or if you want to help, kasi non-profit naman ang show natin. So if you want to help us out in our social media, you can help us by managing the social media account so we can feature lots of great artists. Yan. One of our artists na fini-feature natin is yan, isa si Val Nashoan. Thank you so much for tuning in. And Arnold Dolva, yan, always making sure that there's great engagement in our pages. Yeah. Also, thank you to the people who has supported the show, the people behind, uh, people who have been donating prizes, Arninong, Geoff Villarus, or Prince Draco, Hobby Toys Laguna, Sourcing LE Collectibles, and the wonderful admins of the Philippine Toy Photography Club, Neldizon Cher Padilla, the founders, and Ryan Gomez, Rafi Panganiban, and Perry Chua. Maraming salamat. And again, special thanks to ADL Project for Arnold Dolva for making sure that our social media is well taken care of. And there, just as an announcement, na meron tayong incoming or workshop on the 13th. This is the next Saturday, from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. at JL Building and Action Cafe in JL Building. Join us because there's lots of things in store with you in this extraordinary toy photography and editing. So if you're Rafi Panganiban, if you don't know, is one of the great artists who maximizes the use of Photoshop, photo manipulation, and of course the basics. He has to know the basics of toy photography or photography in general. He's a pro photographer who will help us out in our journey. There are lots of freebies. There are free Canon items, merchandise to be given away, discounts on the day. There is gonna be snacks. There are gonna be snacks and drinks, and photo that you can print out. So let us know if you're interested. You can sign up using the link, or actually search for, or I will post. We will keep on reposting the link for registration here. But yeah, join us. Our guest tonight is gonna join us to on Saturday as well. So kita-kita tayo. And also, hello to our friends who have been since we have been growing our community, i-feature na natin yung people or artists who have been using the hashtag GeekClicks Live on Instagram. Let's show. One of them is the Late Toy Show. Wow. Sobrang lodi talaga natin to si Alan Parma. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. Um, this next shot is from someone you haven't seen before. Actually, personally, I haven't seen before. Tading Tading the Hannibal yan. Buzz the Star Command. Now, wow, wow. Sana lahat merong, what do you call this, Buzz Lightyear, no? Grabe. Nakakaingit. Thank you also to Christian. Kalimutan ko agad yung last name niya. Yeah, si Chan Asuncion, yan. Christian Asuncion. It's a great shot. It's a great Spidey shot. Thank you so much for sharing. Also, our good friend Mix or Miguel Jimenez. Thank you for sharing your wonderful Toku photography with us. Next, we have Lens of Vishanti. Salamat po sa pag-share nito. Maraming salamat. Napakaganda. One of our previous guests, sana maka-join sila sa atin soon. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. One more shot from Nikki J or Mix Jimenez. Thank you for sharing this with us. Tagal mag-load dahil because of my internet. But thank you. Wow. Suddenly I would want to have an X8. But please, wag muna kayo mag-share ng links because it's gonna it's gonna affect our budget for the rest of the month. Thank you for sharing wonderful photos as well. Another one from Lens of Vishanti. Nice. Sobrang ganda. Nice. And last but not the least, we have one more from what do you call this? From Alan Parma or the Late Tour Show. Wow. Nice. So hopefully lahat tayo may jazz. Nice. I love it. So anyway, just keep on using the hashtag GeekClicksLive. We are gonna try to come up or we're gonna try to meet to feature them as much as we can. Despite the busy schedule, yan, see, Arnold Dolva is very busy, but he makes sure that your photos get featured. So maraming salamat. So keep on sharing them with us. Now that we're done with our people who we wanted to say thanks to, we're not gonna delay it any further. Matagal ko na siya nasabihan, but she, we've known or we have met a long time ago. 3 years ago, yata, if I'm not mistaken. And from then on, we were astounded because this person only collects one thing. And therefore, the title of the show, Goji, or that's how the Japanese would pronounce Gojira, right? Or Godzilla in this case. But ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Jam Maglonso. Good evening.
Hi, hello everyone.
Nax. O, kumusta? Kumusta? How's life been the past few years or during the pandemic?
I
Kumusta?
would say it was something, I guess. I mean, the pandemic does give me a lot of difficulties at the same time, it gives me a lot of opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
No expenses for commuting, so hence,
Oh, yeah.
but I got toys. So yeah,
No
I
nga,
got
no,
my
more
Godzilla.
budget. More
Yeah,
budget
more
for
budget.
toys. Right, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, good outlook. I love that. So simulan na natin. We're gonna ask the
Mm.
first question before we go into our audience members. What do you eat for breakfast? So what is the breakfast of champions?
At a good day, I would say Monde whole wheat bread,
Wow,
then egg
specific, ah.
scramble. Yeah, because it, their wheat breads are delicious anyway. So and my filling is egg scramble,
Mm,
but or scrambled egg. But if I don't have a Monday whole wheat bread and just
mm.
scrambled egg with plain rice, I mean, or brown rice, that's it. Mostly brown rice. Gotta get those
Wow.
gains. So yeah.
Wow. So sobrang specific na it's really well just the sound of it is healthy to me and I assume it is really healthy. I mean, does it or is there something specific about the brand? Uh
I think it's
Bakit?
just the most affordable and I mean,
Talaga.
wheat breads are generally expensive. They're not,
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
yeah. So but I think Monde
Uh-huh.
um offers, I think, one of the best tastes, because I've tasted gardenia and they're not that
Mm.
good. I mean, just for
Ah,
me,
talaga?
because
Okay.
I'm used to gardenia anyway. So
Me too. Yeah.
I yeah, I got sick and tired of the taste from gardenia. At the same time, they are
Ah,
expensive, and Monde
nice.
whole wheat bread, I don't know, they're soft. They're soft and they're tasty. That's it.
Nice, nice. Well, I'm yet to try it, but it's a good look, or it's a good way to try new things. Thank you for recommending it. But- well, before we go any further, hello muna kay Nel Dizon. Happy birthday to one of the founders of the Philippine Toy Photography Club. Thank you so much again for laying the foundation to us, the Philippine Toy
Oh, hi
Photography Club.
Mix.
Hi, Mix. Yan. Hi, Kurt. Yeah, and hopefully soon, probably next month, we can have Kurt on the show as well. Mark Lewis, thank you so much for tuning in. Nood ako habang nag-aayos ng benta ng tindahan. Magbebenta ng laman si Carlos Serra in San Pablo. Uy, Titan Master, grabe. Thank you so much. Uy, is it?
I'm
Is it
honored.
official?
I mean, I I can't recall. I have to ask Harold about that. But yeah, I can't recall. Sorry,
Nice.
Harold.
Well, thank you, thank you. Well, I would assume it's, or actually I would feel it's well deserved anyway, because it's really, I mean, we have seen you grow from your first shots, which we're gonna go to in a bit.
Hmm.
Sobrang we've seen you grow, and we're gonna be proud to see you as one of the Titan Masters. And uh Mark, Steven Santos, pang DJ bosses ang lamig. Yes.
I don't know, but thanks for the compliment. Yeah,
Grabe, ang ganda pala ng boses niyan, but parang tahimik ng Christmas party. Yes, that's how we recall you at that time.
I am an
Very
introvert, so yeah.
Oo nga 'no, it's a Christmas party pa ta's we ask you to go on in front pa 'no?
In front,
That
yeah. I don't usually do that. I don't attend parties, but yeah,
kaya pala, alright. Happy birthday Nel Dizon 'yan.
yeah. Happy birthday,
Kausap
sir.
'yan ang gustong kausap ni Carl Ortega. Grabe. Confirmed yan ni Harold, ako bahala sa'yo. Uy, congratulations.
Wow, thanks,
We're
sir.
very
That's an
we
honor. Whew.
we are very proud of you. And
Whew.
in line with that, let's go
Mhm.
into your shops. Kasi, I mean, we're here to talk about your work anyway, and we're here to celebrate your art. So, when did you start shooting and collecting? We're gonna go into why. Well, probably it might answer why Godzilla, because from what I know, from what you told us in the
Uh-huh.
3 years ago,
Mm.
you collect only Godzilla, right? At that time, you
I'm
did. Yeah.
Yeah, I might be open to other.
Ayaw nga,
To be
no?
quite honest, I might be other.
You
Yeah.
have gargoyles now, right?
Oh yeah, I have Goliath. I have Goliath, and I do
Mm.
have plans for collecting the Hot Toys Venom. I'm
Oh,
pretty sure my wall's gonna be bust in the future, and the Dark Knight trilogy, probably something from the Arkham game
nice.
franchise. Because I've been playing Arkham series for quite some time now. I just finished
Mm.
Arkham Knight Origins. Yeah, Batman
Okay.
Arkham Origins.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Dahil we're gonna see what is your take in this. I mean, from a Godzilla shooter or collector, let's see. Let's see how it goes, or how you're gonna bring these collections to life, or new collections. But yes, going back. Um, Going into Godzilla, when did you start shooting and collecting, and why? Why Godzilla? Let's combine
Why?
that in yeah.
Sure, no problem. When is, I think it's 2015. Honestly, the photography thing begins with my crush. Oh my
Hmm.
God, yeah, that one. She is a photographer and a volleyball player, so, and a dancer. At that time, I was googling how to talk to your crush in Google. It's pathetic.
Wow.
So it says that I need to have a common ground with her. So
Okay.
I used to dance, and I don't like dancing anymore. I don't have the passion for it. I am not a volleyball player. I'm actually a basketball player during that time. And
Nice.
finally, I dive into photography, and during that time, my grandmother would lend me a certain amount just to buy a new phone, which is the Alcatel Flash
Mm.
2, which it lasted for 4 years and 4 months. So that was back on 2016, and then I googled toy photography or action figure photography,
Mhm.
and then I stumbled upon Felix Hernandez photography. He's actually Hernandez
Mm.
Dream Photography in IG. And
Ah,
I think he's a professional photographer. I
familiar,
think,
yeah.
yeah, I think he got hired for some magazines and stuff. I'm not surprised if he
Mhm.
did, but I'm not sure. So yeah,
Okay.
that's
Right.
2016. I started collecting on 2015, specifically on December or September. That was the time where I found or where I decided that I wanted to buy a Godzilla figure. Like I get serious in collecting.
Okay.
First it was NECA Godzilla, then I saw
Alright.
SH Monster Arts, and then I
Yari.
was like, okay, yeah, it's poison. And then my mom was the one who bought my first
Wow.
Godzilla figure. So yeah.
Very supportive. And I mean, what was the decision or what was going into your mind that led you into the collection or into Godzilla to begin with? Like, was there did you watch or is there a certain show that you watch or movie for that matter? Um,
Uh,
Curious to
well,
know.
actually, I have to ask my mom earlier, just to
Okay.
verify stuff because I asked if grandpa, because already know that my late grandfather,
Mm-hmm.
he's into Godzilla, so I have to ask her just to verify if he loves Godzilla. And she was like, yeah,
Oh.
he loves Godzilla, and I'm like, oh, okay, so I guess it's hereditary. Pretty sure it's not, but
Uh,
yeah, and Godzilla was like a combination of three things. I love dragons.
mm,
I love
okay.
dinosaurs. I have to convince my parents to buy dinosaur books for me, which has species name,
Mm,
length, width, height, description, so I know how to distinguish dinosaurs even at a young age. And the most important thing is the environmental propaganda because my parents drilled me on how important the environment is, and Godzilla is a walking nuclear bomb kind of a thing. So yeah.
wow. Very very interesting.
Hmm.
So probably a combination of yeah, a combination of all of those, right?
Oh yeah.
Or there's a question from Terry Chua. Hello, hello, Tito Perry. He asks, andun siya sa Jollibee before. Yes, I
Yeah.
asked Jam to be my volunteer when I performed for the group at that time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so we well most of us didn't know each other at that time. So
Yeah.
'di ba? So Tito Perry wasn't very active at that time. So yes, she was. Look back into the pictures, you will see. She I asked her to be my volunteer on stage. Yeah, at that time.
Yeah.
So into the Godzilla verse, right? I know that you're into the lore at this time,
Oh
basing
yeah.
on right. So you're very very deep into the lore.
Mm.
If you are to choose your favorite, which version would that be?
Ah, that's
Hirap
hard.
pa.
Uh, I guess I would pick by design. I would pick this guy, the legendary version. Yeah.
Legendary version. Can you tell us more about the legendary version?
Well, the legendary version's origins differs from the original because the original, he was an irradiated, mutated dinosaur, but
Mhm.
the legendary is actually like they treated him as a priest, like a dinosaur, like a priest, an ancient alpha predator who live in the Permian period, like way before Jurassic and Triassic. So yeah,
Okay.
in the original Japanese, he is just a lizard turned into a dinosaur thanks to the nuclear bomb. But the 2019 one was his origin was like he's already a natural species. He's not
Uh-huh.
being irradiated or mutated into something else. It's him. This is his original form.
Ah,
He got
okay.
evolved into something else. So yeah, that's the difference.
Nice. Therefore, the legendary. Okay. Makes
Yeah.
sense. Oo nga naman, no? Okay. Nice. So, having said that, you still would collect most, or actually, if I'm not mistaken, you have all versions of the SH Monster arts. Tama ba?
No, since I have
Okay.
plans to migrate, I'm not going to collect everything.
Hmm. So may iwan sila. They're gonna be. I mean, you're gonna let go of some of them. Is that right?
Some of them, well, not some, few of them,
A
just a
few of them.
tiny bit of amount. Yeah, I'm not gonna let go of all of
Okay.
them. So no, no, thank
All
you.
right.
You're gonna die with me,
Uh,
brothers.
nice. Well, it's a good. Well, I don't know how to feel about that, but
Yeah.
you say, are you crazy, sabi? um, ni Card. Carl Sarah says, yes, Papa, yung voluntary Christian. Sobrang tahimik. So, well, the tahimik part was because of, what do you call this? Um, because of the introvert nature ni Jam. So,
Yeah, yeah,
all right.
mostly.
Uh, mostly. All right. Mick says, a
You
few
meaning one?
meaning, meaning one. O nga,
Uh,
na isa lang, no? So, but
Probably.
just in case, right? What is the holy grail in your entire collection? Like, if you are just to keep one, just one, which version of Godzilla would that be?
This guy.
Siya pa rin.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's 2019. Yeah.
2019. Wow. All right. So guys, you now know what the grail is. Can you tell us more? Bakit naman? Kasi is it a personal taste or is it more on the what do you call this? The figure itself, or is it like the articulation? I don't know.
Mostly it's based on the design because the design
Just on
itself,
the
it's so I would say I'm a sucker for realism, even though it's
ah,
crazy to think about in a Godzilla universe because he can fly.
hmm,
In another incarnation, in the Showa era. So it's mostly based upon on how realistic he is. Like if he if he exists in our time, in our reality, then it's
hmm.
makes sense that this kind of design exists. So yeah. It's just the realism, it's just the design itself. That's
Just
all. I
mainly.
don't
All right.
like the personality or on how legendary treats him in the films. But yeah, just the
Ah,
design.
just mainly the design. Wow. Very well, ano yun what do you call this? For me, it is, well, personal kasi din yun eh. I mean,
Mm,
like versions, right?
mm,
Like I'm sure Harold, who also is a fan of Godzilla, would have his own, if not the same, own take at least, right?
mm.
Since it's a bit personal, on how the fandom is. So having said this, like what was the turning point, right? Because we see that there was an evolution in your shots. What was the main turning point, or was it the same as what you mentioned nung you followed a professional photographer? Was that the turning point when what that led you into getting more serious into photography and well, Godzilla altogether?
I think the turning point was the part where I started working. Um,
Okay.
I have to stop college for a little bit because
Hmm.
financial stuff. But
All right.
after I left college, and then I just started to be more serious about my art, have more freedom in my time aside from work. In developing my skills, I guess. But yeah,
Nice.
less
And
stress.
true, actually, no. And I remember that this was the time that you were investing in lights, in what do you call this,
Buildings.
in buildings, right?
Ah,
Kind of. Well, okay. Kasi I kind of followed your journey through the photography side of things, right? Um, from well, getting into the serious part, I would say, like putting more effort. I've seen you put more and more and more, and it evolved into what you're showing to us right now. So, for you, what makes it, or what do you call this? How do you bring life to like Titans or like Godzilla in general? Since he is our topic and he's the main subject of your shots, like how would you say na I'm finding words dito kasi it's something na ikaw lang makakagawa probably, or a fan of Godzilla, but how do you make it real? How do you make it seem like he's big, yung ganon?
I get inspirations from the director of Godzilla 2014, who is Gareth Edwards,
Mhm.
and director of Kong Skull Island, which is Jordan Vogt Roberts. Because I mean, in my opinion, they give out the best angles in or cinematography angles when it comes to showing you the size. Because when my mom watched Godzilla 2014 with me and Kong Skull
Mhm.
Island, she was like, I like the cinematography of Godzilla more. I was like, why? Because it gives you skill. It makes you feel small. It makes you feel
Ah.
less powerful. It makes I feel it's like she's like I feel Godzilla is a whole lot more larger in life than in Kong Skull Island, which is I agree because KSI or Kong Skull Island focuses on action, which I believe that they deliver it really good. So aside from that, I also get inspirations from songs. For
Mm,
example, song A. I'll give you an example.
sure.
Colors of the Wind from Pocahontas. Although it's
Mhm.
not a Godzilla thing, it's a kaiju thing.
Okay.
But just the title "Colors of the Wind," and then get a lyric from that, and then get another tune from another song, which I'll another uh a tone from Godzilla, combine it, and then I'll just have to imagine like, hey, you kind of look good in this scene, or like, I believe you can portray what I'm trying to portray to everyone with this lyric alone. Colors of the Wind from Pocahontas, then inspired from the tune of or God from League of Legends or something. But yeah, so it's songs, cinematography, and
Mhm.
concept arts from League of Legends because I also play games. So yeah, that's basically that.
Nice. Wow. So there, well, it's a refreshing take. I'd have to this, what do we call this, digest that mamaya na lang after our
Yeah,
call kasi it's it's a good take na, well, I'd have to get into it after my hosting part kasi wow, but I'm taking notes. Nice. Very, very, very interesting take.
yeah. And to add to
Sure.
that, yeah, sometimes because I also got inspiration from Godzilla Rulers of Earth. Is actually an IDW. It's a comic from IDW Publishing. So there
Mhm.
is a character there who is a scientist. So I have to imagine myself being in that universe. Like for example, I am a photographer who's trying to live her life, trying to pay her bills and
Mhm.
whatsoever. So my only income and my skill is photography. So it's like Peter Parker who sells
Yep.
his Spider-Man photos to
Ah,
the Daily Bugle to Jay Jonathan.
yes.
But in my scenario, in my case, I have to imagine my character is selling Godzilla photos to different newspapers until the the megazoology because kaiju megazoological science community or whatsoever or something like Monarch hired me
Mhm.
to assist them in photographing Godzilla and other monsters, so it all
Okay.
became a passion for me. So yeah,
Nice.
that's
In
a lot of
It's a good take,
inspiration.
now that's something I digested immediately, but mamaya babalikan ko yung League of Legends and the song part.
Sure.
It's a good way, if for people who are watching, it's a good way of well, having a take on photography, or actually putting more effort, or actually, I don't know, having fun at the same time,
Yeah,
probably.
immersive.
Uh, Very, very immersive. And I love this. Well, this is one of my favorites from what
Hmm.
you what you talk, kasi all of it is tangible, right? Well, except the rain, or
Except the rain, yeah. Except the
Mhm.
rain.
Okay,
Yeah.
but
I,
still, right? Nice, nice. I love it. Um, no, there's a comment from Nick Jimenez, says Pacific Rim 1 versus Pacific Rim 2. Pretty much.
Pacific
Just
Rim, yeah. I
changing that.
watched
Oh,
Pacific Rim. Yeah, Guillermo del Toro's.
nice. Hello, Tito Juanito Venluan, and thank you also, Geoff Villaruz. Whoa, very nice take, right? Very, very interesting at the same time. And speaking of which, since I've seen Geoff Villarus in the comments, we are gonna give away one of these figures, by the way, towards the end. So I'm gonna ask a question. Um, mamaya. So one of you is gonna win an entry grade Bandai model kit of Goku, Super Saiyan Goku. Yeah. So later on, we're gonna ask a question related to our interview, and let's see. Now, here's what do you call this? Here's something I wanted to ask, or I've been asking our guests, and I want to see your version. So which para sa'yo ang most was the most, I don't know, challenging, or actually let not just challenging but the most memorable amongst all of your shots?
Um, Most memorable.
Yeah, like type of mind. Yeah.
Um, I would say the shot where there was. I think that was the first shot that you featured in GeekClicks live. I think Mix Jimenez was there. I think you were having
Mm-hmm.
an episode of Toku Underground. Yeah, I think it was Toku
Mm-hmm.
Underground. It was
Yeah.
the So You Have Chosen Death. Um, so dark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think this was the part where Mix Jimenez pointed out that the foreground of the building, it looks like a toy. If I
Yeah.
crop it on something, if
Mm-hmm.
I crop Godzilla's head and then the guy, then it's viable. So yeah, it's
Oh.
back from 35 weeks. Yeah,
Yep. Yep. I remember that moment, but
yeah,
I'm trying to look for that picture. Yan.
yeah.
Um, pasok na. Make tanong your questions. Grabe. Naka-t-shirt pa naman ako. English ng laban dito. Grabe. But well,
Fine.
let's see. Okay, magalala. There are closed captions anyway. If there are, what do you call this? If you're gonna watch it, if foreigners are gonna watch it anyway. So if
Yeah,
ever, let let me know if you wanted to ask Jam any questions. Post it in the comments below, or let me know. Send me a message. I am monitoring my messenger at the moment. So ask away. This is your special moment, or actually, this is your chance to ask a Godzilla expert. Yan, expert talaga. Yeah, I would
yeah.
say. But let's go back to the photo that we were talking about. This was the one, right? So we have chosen
Oh
that.
yeah. I did not expect that to just blow up.
Very, very well. Kasi ang ganda eh. Totoo naman kasing it is one of your best, right? I have I would say that it's your shots are have been growing from what do you call this, from I don't know, putting you have been putting more effort. What they call it. That's how we would put it, and people are gonna notice that, and it's gonna transpire into your shots, and this is a testament that you have grown as an artist, I would say. Kasi, well, not only that did your collection grow, but
Yeah,
also did your skill develop from your first shot, which we have shown earlier. Yeah. And Carlos Serra, let me know if you have any questions. Just ask it away. Yeah. And now, into back into Godzilla, right? If you're gonna replace Godzilla, or at least a few, or let's say half of your collection, what character might you choose to replace half of your collection with? Just in case lang, just in case meron ka ng ano lang to na kailangan i-trade, for example, half of your collection.
replace Godzilla with another figure. Huh?
Or anything, right? Anything in any toy, for example. I don't know.
uh,
Theoretical lang
I'll
naman eh. So, yep.
hope not. I'm already knocking on wood. Transformers, because I have collected Transformers
Transform.
before. Honestly, I only got
Mhm.
3 Transformers courtesy of my mom. I
Okay.
already have excuse me, Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen, Recon Ironhide, and Transformers: Dark of the Moon, Battle Blades Optimus Prime, and Transformers Power Bots Jet Powered Optimus Prime. So yeah,
Wow.
I've been a
Uh,
Transformers fan ever since.
well, I did see a few. Well, actually, if not just one Transformers shot in the reel. Kasi as I review or as I put in the guests, I review your shots ever since from the very first shot on Instagram at least. So I've seen one. Ito ba yung tinutukoy mo na what do you call this?
Recon Ironhide.
Yeah,
I don't. The
was it?
GMC C 4500 4x4 top kick. Sorry, very specific, but yeah,
Oo nga
that's
eh.
his model. It's a pickup truck. Yeah, he's a pickup truck. He's a pickup truck with camel paint. Camel paint.
Erich
Yeah,
was gonna. Yeah. I think I've seen it. Teka.
yeah, that was on my
Ayun, that
birthday.
was
Yeah,
from 2016. Yeah, babalikan natin. From 2000,
I
I've
think
seen
yeah, that
one.
was
Ito
definitely
yung
on my
nakita ko.
birthday. Oh, it's the Battle Blades Optimus Prime. Yeah,
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 so I've
one of my
seen just
figures.
this one
Mm.
from what do you call this? From way back. So in nga, no? So what do you call this? Transformers. If you are to replace half of your collection, just in
What?
case. Um, Carlos says planning to
No.
buy right Krypton since inspired siya ni
Ah,
Godzilla.
don't tempt me. He is very expensive, although he's probably as expensive as Ghidorah, the 2019
Mm-hmm.
OG Ghidorah. That thing's
Uh,
19. Oh my god. So yeah, he's definitely more or less more expensive than Ghidorah 2019. I might, hopefully not, because I defeated him in Transformers War for Cybertron games, so I don't think there's a reason for me to buy him, but hopefully not. No.
well, never say never, sabi nga nila. We'll see. Since the year still isn't done, so you're still in the Philippines, or if ever, well, what's stopping you, diba, from from buying it even outside the Philippines?
I mean,
Um,
yeah, true.
what I'm trying to look for the I because Mix Jimenez said or gave a comment January 30th and
30, 30.
uh, December 13th shot. So I'm trying to look for that at the
I,
moment.
yeah, same.
Sorry guys, napapa-English lang din ako kasi nag-English si Jam. So forgive us for we have no we have anyway. Let me just well actually I think I have that. Here we go. December 26th we have that. December 13, right?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, if you're looking for the shot that I'm referring to, it's actually on my birthday. Oh, wait, that one.
Yep.
Huh? Is
So
this in
this is what
September?
yeah.
Ah,
But
okay.
no, although Mix is referring to this like a strong shot as what he is saying.
Ah,
So I
yeah.
think this is
That's,
one of his favorites amongst your
mm.
shots. And so yeah, since there's interest in this shot, can you tell us the inspiration? Like you did mention about inspirations on most of your shots, but in this particular scene, was there any scene on a movie that you referred to?
Oh, yeah. This is definitely a scene from Godzilla Singular Point, the newest anime series of
Hmm.
Toho. And I was during that time I skipped Ultima, although I do have Ultima right now and he's right beside me. Though he's too heavy. But yeah, this is definitely from a shot in Godzilla Singular Point, episode 11, I think. Yeah, episode
Nice.
11.
I kind of have that, or it brought me to that feel. Actually, no, naalala
That,
ko rin yung shot na to,
yeah,
probably.
that terror.
True. Tapos lalabas na si, what do you call this? What's the, sorry, I am trying to remember the robot that fought
Oh,
Godzilla at that
Jet
time.
Jaga, Jet Jaguar. I mean, how they pronounce
Jet
it is Jet
Jaguar, yeah.
Jaga? I don't know, but yeah, it's Jet Jaguar.
That was the
Uh,
time, right? Na lumabas
Yeah,
siya.
no, probably like 2 episodes after, but yeah,
Okay.
it's during that
It's the same scene,
particular
though.
time frame, yeah,
Yeah.
so of the scene.
Nice.
So yeah,
Cool. So another shot that Mix was referring to was January
January
30,
30th.
30th.
Uh,
Yeah. I'm trying to
mm,
look for that. It's
yeah,
kind
same.
of near. Yeah. Actually, yeah. Wow, you're not going anywhere past. So what was the inspiration? Well, was it from the from the movie then?
Well, here's the thing. I hate Kong. So I
Ah,
wanted to portray
yeah.
my hatred towards him in an artistic way. So yeah,
Teka, if you hate Kong, but well, you hate Kong that you wanted to have a figure to defeat Kong. Was that right? Is that right?
I just wanted to have a figure because I have Rodan, the
Mm.
giant pteranodon.
Uh,
I've been using him as like a punching bag for other stuff, but I like Rodan. I grew to love him. But
nice.
so I was like, you know what? Let me portray my hatred towards Kong more. What could be
Grabe.
more painful than giving him? But I do have a begrudging respect towards him. But at the same
Mm.
time, man, you're
Tapos
not gonna win
biglang may
this fight.
respect, no? Grabe.
Yeah,
From
I'm gonna treat
hater,
you like
biglang may respect.
yeah, I'm gonna treat you like how Kratos treats his Greek gods.
Wow. Sa bagay, o nga naman. Makes sense. It makes sense. Now in this, what do you call this? In this day and age, right? Theoretically, like let's say there had been a real Godzilla, right? Um, would you a theoretical question? Would you rather die in the hands of Godzilla or would you fight against him? Just in case na magkatotoo talaga siya. He becomes real. Ngayon, suddenly,
Depends on what
let's say
depends
the
on what
cause of
incarnation though.
earthquake, for
Uh-huh.
example, the cause of earthquake bigla siyang lumabas pala. And then suddenly he becomes real. Would you choose to die in the hands of Godzilla in his wrath or would you choose to fight him or go with the with the people who fights against him?
I would choose to fight against him as long as it's an ethical thing
Uh-huh.
because if you're gonna
Cool.
fight uh fire with fire, I'm gonna be against that. Um yeah.
Okay. All right. I can't recall yung before I show another photo. I can't recall yung proper or yung actual year. But guys,
Mm.
from Jam's, actually, I'm gonna ask the question now to our audience members. From Jam's favorite Godzilla, which is the legendary, what was a year that the movie? Well, what was the year when the movie was out that had that version? Tama no? Tama ba yung question ko?
Yeah, yeah,
Right. So
yeah.
when did the legendary Godzilla go out as a movie? Yeah. So the first one to answer will get to win this model kit, entry grade Super Saiyan model kit. Yeah. There's 2014, a bit close. 2019 is the correct answer. Tama ba? Or was it?
Actually, the first one was 2014.
The first one was 2014. So the
Mm.
correct answer goes, or the correct, the correct answer is from Val Nacion. Congratulations. Alam mo na, dating gawi. We're just year in,
Congrats.
Mandaluyong. Congratulations. And, well, Jam won these from last week or 2 weeks ago, actually.
Yes.
So, papakita natin. Sana na lang sa workshop na lang ito. So,
Yeah,
we'll see.
hopefully.
Oh, hopefully, pumunta ka dun. And this is an invitation to each and every one of you guys. Rafi Panganiban on August 13. Let us know if you are attending because there's going to be freebies. Yeah. And you should attend. Anyway. So, Jam, back into the Godzilla lore. Kasi
Mm.
your photography is very, what do you call this, is is really really interesting or actually the fandom is really interesting for me. I'm good with Godzilla and in everything that the lore gives, but in this case, what keeps or what was your most hated movie if there was any? But before you answer that, let me just welcome one of our guests all the way from all the way from the land of the meat. Mr. Leandro
Oh,
Voldemort. Hello. Hello, Sir
hi.
Carlos Serra. Good
Naririnig niyo ba
evening. Good
ako?
evening.
Okay
Yes,
lang
I
ba
can
dinig
yun?
hear
naman.
you. I can hear you.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay.
Hi, sir.
Yan.
Kasi,
Tanungin ko muna yung
yeah,
tanong. Jam, ano yung yun muna ang tanong natin. Ano yung pinaka-ayaw mong movie? What was the most hated movie? Or what did you your least like movie or
Is it
series?
kaiju movie or in general?
Just Godzilla. Just
Godzilla.
Godzilla
Depends
related. Yeah.
let's
Such
go to
an
the
easy
kaiju
answer.
related.
King
Mhm.
Kong versus Godzilla. Such an easy answer, but yeah.
Talagang may
Just
ang bilis.
just because of the fact that he lost to a simpleton of a monkey. So yeah.
Grabe yun. Feel na feel mo yung hatred. Ay, Carlo, medyo mahina pala yung mic. Dinig ka na,
Mahina,
mahina yung mic mo.
mahina yung mic
Mahina
ko.
yung mic.
Mahina yung mic. Ayan. Okay na?
Medyo mahina pa rin. Pero dinig ka naman.
Teka yung bangs ko, teka.
May request sila, Carlo, Sarah, diretsong English lang ha? Color English, please.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Why not? Sure. Anytime.
All right, Mike. It's a pleasure.
You may might.
So what?
Can I tell you?
Anyway,
Carlo, you wanted to ask Jam.
yes. Speaking of Kong versus Godzilla, okay ba?
Uh-huh.
Audio ko, okay ba?
I can hear you. I mean, it's
Okay.
fine. It's fine with me at least. Oh, there it is. That's better.
Yan. Medyo naglolo ko yung aking mic. Ay, so in
That's
English. So, during the pandemic naman, so you said you started collecting the pandemic after work. So, was the pandemic, kumbaga parang, was it instrumental that during the pandemic, yung collection mo?
Oh yeah, it is. It is. I don't have to pay 2,500 pesos every month just to go to and from work. So yeah.
So parang lumalabas for 2,500 pesos, isang figure na rin yan, right?
No, probably like 1/4 of a figure. These things are expensive.
Oo nga, expensive ng
Monster Arts.
Yes. Monster Arts, it's Bandai.
Mahal niya. It's very expensive. Sorry, I have to speak in English, ha?
Alan Farmer, yes, you are correct. It's 1963. Yeah, that one.
So ibig sabihin kanina, the question kanina, Chris, I was listening backstage. Your question, so ibig sabihin, ayaw niya maging maiden, yung inaalay minsan kay Godzilla. Kasi, meron ba, if I'm, refresh me, alam ko meron parang yung, isa sa mga kaiju films na parang may isang maiden na parang, hindi naman inaalay, pero parang siya yung kaibigan ni Godzilla. Not sure.
Kung yata yung sinasabi mo eh. Or was it in Godzilla?
I mean, it's in the Godzilla universe, but Godzilla I think universe. You are referring to Mothra because Mothra has they call this as the Shobijin twins, and they worship and they serve as a translator for Mothra. Like if Mothra's gonna say something, they will translate it for her. So it's a Shobijin twins. So it's actually their religion. So yeah, it became an Easter egg in the Godzilla King of the Monsters, which was released on 2019.
Oh, you can hear me now, so I'm gonna speak right now. This is my Korean. My Singaporean.
Singaporean na eh. This is very easy sabi ni Tito Juanito Vinluan, Kaloy panindigan mo yan. There's a question from Alvin Cruz. Bukod sa Godzilla, ano pa nagustuhan mo sa akin?
None.
You're barking the wrong tree, dude.
Yeah. Just I don't swing that way, mate.
Grabe. But thank you. I'm just kidding, Alvin.
Hi, Mommy Joy. Mommy Joy. That's my workmate. Yeah.
Nice. Thank you so much, Joy, for tuning in. Now, balik into the lore. What do you call this? Ang galing eh, no? We're fascinating, no, Kaloy, that nakikita natin someone geek out about Godzilla na...
And before, nung before lang before nung nagkalkal ako nung sa mga pictures, no? Nung nabanggit mo tong when you mentioned Jam, I'm sorry, I'm supposed to speak in English, right? When you mentioned Jam before, right? So I forgot what she looks like. Then I remembered during the Christmas party, PTPC Christmas party, right? She was very, very quiet. So quiet. Then when you know, tapos yung kanya collection is the big ones, the Godzillas, like, where did that come from? Oh, see? English yun, ha?
Yeah.
English yun, ha?
Hindi, that time din eh, 'di ba? Parang
Diba?
I only collect Godzilla. Ganun siya. She was very very straightforward at that time. I only collect Godzilla. We were just, huh? Why? We were, some of us were like that. At least I was like that. Now we see your fascination about the lore of Godzilla, right?
Hindi, tsaka
Um
magaling, tao dito.
yeah.
Teka, nakikita yung inaayos ko doon sa likod. Teka. Ayos natin.
No, sige, habang inaayos mo yan.
It's fine. It's fine.
Jam, in the lore of Godzilla, balik natin sa fandom. Is there, like, aside from Godzilla and Mecha Godzilla, is there a character that you also like aside from these two, or from Mecha Godzilla and Godzilla?
Well,
In
there is um there's also a lot. There's Anger is one of his best friends. Well, first enemies then turn into allies. Anger is
Okay.
like an ankylosaurus.
Ah,
He can be a cannonball, just like Cannonball from Ben 10. Um, there's one. His name is Destoroyah. Destoroyah is actually appeared from Godzilla versus Destoroyah in 1995, and he's actually like
yeah.
the god to Godzilla. I mean, he's like the devil to Godzilla's god. So it's like if the man cannot kill God, then the devil will, and he's the devil. Well, a lot of fans are actually pretty annoyed at him because God, that movie is overrated because he died in that film. Spoiler alert, but yeah, he died in that film. So yeah,
I think there's no more spoiler for a 1995 film naman siguro, no?
well, I don't know, but yeah.
Nice. Um,
Well,
now
actually,
going.
ito, I'm checking out yung ano niya, yung Destroyer's Designs. First time to hear
Mhm,
about him. Wow.
Crustacean, demonic crustacean, yeah.
Oo
mhm,
nga eh. Tapos meron pa siyang mga devil wings eh, no?
Oh,
yeah,
he reminds me so much of Devil Jin from Tekken 5, Dark Resurrection. And I used to
ah,
play Tekken 5, and Devil Jin is one of my
nice.
favorites
Mm.
because he's so emo.
Grabe. Ako nga, no. All right.
I mean,
Yeah, he's emo.
I mean,
Actually, no, he is.
or,
Um,
I mentioned earlier, right, about Triptychon. So, would you consider,
Oh,
let's say, the Dragon Sword? Mas pwede
uh,
consider yun, di ba?
ah, I don't have any ideas about the Dragon Sword because I'm not fond of Power Rangers. Wait, is that Power Rangers or Super Sentai? Power Rangers, right?
Power Rangers, Power
same,
Rangers.
Power
yeah,
Rangers, yeah.
yeah.
So I don't have any. Sorry, but I don't like the design of Dragon Sword because he is blocky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah, in
Triptychon,
that
I
line.
might, hopefully not. But
Triptychon kasi talaga medyo, ano talaga siya eh. Talaga,
yeah,
even sa
yeah.
transformer floor, sa ano rin siya eh. Kumaga para sa tubig din siya lumalabas. He emerges from the water. Ayan, English ulit yun, ha? Dito.
I'm not sure though. I am not knowledgeable in the Transformers lore. I try to be honestly, but I'm not sure about Triptychon. All I know is that I'm pretty sure Shockwave built him because Shockwave is a scientist of the Decepticons. I guess it
Mm,
depends upon the origins because there are different origins of Transformers. The Align continuity, the 80s continuity, we got the Cybertron continuity. Animated continuity, I don't know if they have that. Beast Wars, I don't know. War for Cybertron of Netflix, I haven't watched that yet. I don't know. But I'm more into
yeah.
Align continuity, but yeah.
Titan
I don't
Master
know.
nga to. Titan Master nga to, di ba? Grabe.
Yeah.
Actually, your question, Kaloy, led me into a question ngayon about Zoids naman. So, what do you think
Oh
about,
my
or how,
god.
yeah, and how do you feel about Gojilas? Kasi it was based on Godzilla.
I don't know.
Sige.
I
Pakita
don't
natin si
rate that.
Gojilas.
Gojilas, Zoids. You know,
Gojilas is a Zoid. Yan. Based on
okay.
Godzilla.
I'll search it.
Oh, so
Para share
have
that
you
to you.
not seen this before? Pala?
I the only Zoids that I know. Oh my god, he definitely looks like the show on Mechagodzilla of the 70s. So
Oh, yeah.
um fun fact.
Mhm.
I am into Zoids when I was a kid, so I have to thank my parents for buying the Death Saurs when I was a kid.
Ah,
It was a
nice.
Death Saurs, and then And then one of my friends, who's also my crush, again, unfortunately, she's a toy collector. She
Mm-hmm.
took a picture of her collection.
Mm-hmm.
Gundam, Lego, Zoid, and I'm like, oh my god, you got Tiger Zero! What the hell? I am
And tumitingin na po
so
yung
jealous
boses
of
niya.
her.
I mean,
Yeah,
I mean,
that was the first time that you will ever hear.
speaking of your crush, right? So
Yeah.
she was the reason why you got into photography in the first place. And
No,
like,
it
yeah,
is. I mean,
you
yes
mentioned
and no.
earlier.
It's a
Okay.
different girl. It's a
And
different girl. So there's another
Ah,
girl who's into photography. There's another girl who's into the action figure collecting. So
grabe si
there's a
Jam.
lot of them.
Dami
so
ah.
how about now? Are you finding the proper mix of both a collector and both a
Ah,
photographer?
yeah. Actually,
How's
good
the search
question.
going?
Both. I mean,
I mean,
finding a girl who is both.
Ah,
both, yes,
Or
both in the photography
hmm.
side and both in the collector side.
Oo nga.
have
How's the search
for
going?
unfortunate, I would say. I haven't met a girl who. I mean, I haven't had a crush to be specific because they're crushes. I haven't had a crush of a girl who is into photography and also at the same time was into action figure collecting. So yeah,
So, so maybe if you find the one, right? That's a combination about maybe she's the one.
Yeah, baka nga, no?
probably.
We'll see.
That's
Uh,
because that's so easy. That's easy.
Abangan
Because
natin yan. Abangan natin
let's
yung
wait for
series
that.
ng
Let's wait
buhay
for
na
that.
yan. And I'm sure that it's gonna lead into the Instagram. Into Instagram.
yeah,
It's gonna be
Sa
seen,
Instagram, well, you can
definitely.
follow Jamzilla at
Yes.
for
Yan.
plugging na rin to, for plugging purposes,
Yes,
where we can
exactly.
find
Very
Jam at Jamzilla Instagram.
naka-Bluetooth
Ano
tayo
yung Instagram
Kaloy.
mo, ha?
Naka-Bluetooth tayo ngayon. But yes, Jamzilla 12. So am I correct in saying that the 12 is a birthday?
next
Is that
week.
right?
Yes.
Nice. So
Wow,
yan,
happy
happy
birthday.
happy birthday. Advance happy
Mayday!
birthday. Uy.
Mayday! Mayday!
Yes.
Mayday! Happy Mayday to you! Ah,
Ang
ito,
tawag dito. Oh, bagong-bago yung joke ah.
hindi, sakto-sakto. Sa 12
Oo,
after ng
sakto-sakto.
birthday mo,
Yes. The
yung
following day, ito na yung ano, no?
ni Rafi.
Yung kay
Yung,
Rafi,
Yes.
yes.
Yes. So it's
So
a
yun,
so,
perfect
alam
birthday
na.
celebration, I would say.
so, sakto, pupunta ka rin ba? Are you going to join next
Oo
week?
Hopefully.
naman.
Hopefully.
Hindi,
Hopefully.
hindi na yan. Matik yun. Matik. So, yan.
Oo.
Joy says Jamzilla. And Woot. So, I didn't ask na bakit Jamzilla, obviously. Nandun yung Godzilla factor dun sa name.
Yeah.
Right? So, in this case, right? We're gonna ask you a few more questions, but mamaya we're gonna ask into Godzilla photography or Titan photography in general, and what's your take? We've had
Mm.
an insight na kanina, but one of my last questions, siguro
Mm.
is, if you are to what do you call this? If you are to recolor Godzilla, aside from his color scheme ngayon, anong
Oh.
kulay siya?
Mm. How
Uh,
may
Castle
syllabus
Gray.
Chris, ha?
Castle
Diba?
Gray.
Castle.
Castle Gray and his spines are the Arctic blue, like the
Ah,
almost the same color as the polar ice caps. So yeah,
I see.
Is this
So
a
similar.
modern? Medyo modern. Is it the modern? Medyo modern look ba yun? Yung you're
not
describing look.
not necessarily. Hang on. I have a similar.
Sige nga.
Where are you?
Feeling ko ito yun eh.
Honestly,
She's missing.
medyo konti lang din ang ano ko eh, ang knowledge ko kay Godzilla. So
Ako
please
din eh.
educate me.
It's fine.
Pero hindi,
Where
kaya
are
nga
you?
nandiyan si Jam eh, di ba? Si
Yeah,
Jam
please,
yung
please.
magbibigay sa atin ng more
Kumbaga,
knowledge
hindi
to
lang ako
Godzilla.
natututo ngayon mag-English, natututo rin ako kay Godzilla.
Same. Same. Is it the same as this one?
No, this guy. He appeared in Godzilla against Mechagodzilla. It was on 2002 and 2003, aka the Kiryu Saga, Godzilla against Mechagodzilla, and Godzilla Tokyo SOS, which makes up the Kiryu Saga, the Millennium era.
Wait lang,
Hmm?
you could correct me if I'm wrong. The pilot of the Mecha Godzilla is a girl, right?
Depends on the incarnation though, because in that incarnation in that year, yes, it's a girl, and then the second film was a guy. Yeah.
So going back lang tayo nung kanina sa on the question, so you would fight Godzilla. So would you pilot Mech Godzilla?
Oh
Mm.
hell yeah, hell yeah. Pacific Rim vibes, brothers.
Dito.
Galing ah. Well,
Would you pilot dito? Especially kung lalo kung siguro kung si King Kong pa yung nakakalaban mo, no?
Oh my god, I would love that.
grabe.
It's like controlling Kratos and then fighting Poseidon in the first level of God of War 3. And you know
Kitang-kita mo
what
eh.
yeah, and you know what Kratos did to Poseidon in that game. It's not good. So yeah.
Kitang-kita mo rin eh. Like ito, 'di ba? Gaano kaliit si King Kong sa'yo, 'di ba? So kitang-kita mo yung hatred kay Kong dito eh, no? Yari. Grabe naman. But
Maganda.
yeah, 'di ba? Pero still, 'di ba? I see the artistry and the emotions pouring out in your shots, in how you select the scenes, right? So Kaloy, before I ask Jam for tips in for Titan and Godzilla photography, sige, in general na lang din. Do you have any last questions kay Jam?
Is it in English or in Tagalog? Kasi if
May
in
closed
English,
captions
I'm
pag
good.
Tagalog ka na, okay lang 'yan.
If it's in English, I'm good. If it's in Tagalog, I will try.
Wow. Go ahead.
De, kamusta naman so far yung experience mo with jamming with us, the guys, na you're talking freely with us sa mga insights mo. Kasi I'm assuming you're an introvert, right? So, kamusta naman na you're talking, engaging with people, na nakikipagkwentuhan ka, nakikipag-insights ka about your collection. So, kamusta naman yung feeling mo? Medyo nabawasan ba pagiging introvert mo?
I mean, I have been talking to a lot of people for a lot of time now, right? Tagalog slip, but yeah, I have been talking to a lot of people a lot of times. Back then I was an introvert, and then I'm actually an ambivert right now. Although reverting towards introversion and extroversion just depends upon my mood. But yeah, it's for other people, it's fine, especially for foreign peeps. It's fine. It's comforting. It's a comforting thing. But if it's a local thing, it's intimidating. It's very scary because I have fears in. I mean, growing up, I've always been left out by the peers, by local peers, local friends, or local peers. You know, the usual high school emo phase, the usual high school mean girls kind of a thing. But yeah, that's what made me scared. But just talking to, I just started to warm up to the locals, and now locals who are experts. A little bit. There's definitely some intimidation in there, but yeah, I'm just trying to get used to it. So far, it's good. I'm just too shy. I just don't have any words to provide, or to provide the conversation and stuff, especially with the PTPC group chats. I haven't talked to anyone, to any local professionals here in the toy photography, because I am too shy. That's it. I'm too intimidated by y'all. But yeah.
Pero how about now na you've experienced talking to Chris, talking to me right now? So,
Oo nga, hanggang ngayon pa rin ba yung intimidation?
intimidating
You're
pa
in
rin.
most of the group chats,
I
di
mean,
ba?
intimidating pa rin ba
That's why
yun?
I'm quiet.
Nag-blow up ang Instagram account mo sa dami ng mga likes sa mga title shots mo? Dapat nga ako ma-intimidate sa'yo kasi yung mga nakukuha ko lang like sa IG ko,
There
mga
you go.
20 lang eh. Kasi dapat
Yeah,
kasi ako mag-post eh.
same thoughts, right?
Oo.
Yeah. I mean, it's still intimidating because it's not the likes, it's the skills.
Mm.
Pero
But what? Yeah.
Pero,
Go ahead. Sorry.
but your skills greatly improved naman from 3 years ago to present naman. So I don't see naman na you should be
Yep.
intimidated. I think
Yeah.
you should talk more, pero it's up to you naman. I think you're doing great.
Yep.
You're doing great.
Very, very,
And I
very
mean,
great.
kami naman, you see naman na pagka me and Chris naman, pagka magkasama naman talagang, madaldal talaga kami.
Yeah.
Pero in Tagalog ako, si Chris yan, kaya kanya sabayan sa English yan. Ako, sa Tagalog.
But going into that topic, our friends in the Philippine Toy Photography Club are very supportive.
They are.
One of your co-Titan masters, Alan Parma, is a testament of that, and there's a lot more that we can learn from each other. And right now, from kasi mindset to, I'll share my thinking in this talk or in this topic. We can always learn from each other. There are things that we have been learning from you, and therefore we were interested in Godzilla and your style of toy photography that we didn't know that there's this take on song lyrics, diba? So having said that, I'm sure that our so-called masters, as what they don't want, as much as they don't want to be called masters, are also willing to share how they work, and they have been right in their behind the scene shots. So this is not just for Jam, and this is for everyone that do not get intimidated by the professional or not, or active or not. We are here. We're all learning. So I'm sure that people are willing to share what they have.
Alam mo si Alan,
Yeah.
medyo nakaka-intimidate si Alan.
Sobra, nakaka-intimidate. Epic season, matatakot ka talaga dun eh.
Funny story. He's actually the first person that I approached to when it comes to this, because aside, I mean, it's been a while, like 2015, 2016, Christmas party, Jollibee. I mean, I met Ate Sher Padilla personally, because of course she's the event organizer. But after all these years, it was Alan Palma, Tito Alan Palma, or Tito Sir Alan Palma was the first
Hindi, tama ka
person
doon.
from.
Dito naman talaga, yeah.
Pwede rin para hindi ka ma-intimidate, Tito Ketchup, ayan.
So yeah, Sir Alan Parma was the first person from the professionals from the PTPC that I approached to, and because I basically have to research someone who, I mean, I basically have to type Godzilla in the PTPC search bar in an FB group. And then I saw Sir Alan Parma's shots, and I'm like, and then he posted his YouTube videos. Then I watched his YouTube videos, and that's a time where I asked him what type of paper did he use for his backgrounds, because thanks to him, I actually got my backgrounds. I got a lot of backgrounds thanks to him. So, yeah, I got the idea from him.
Yeah. Yun nga, wala namang madamot, diba? Tito Alan Parma is a testament that yun nga, walang madamot in our group.
Si Tito Epi Quezon.
Tito Epi Quezon.
Oo, magaling si Alan Parma. Isipin mo dati, si Eskwela ba yun? Yung art attack dati ni Epi Quezon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, in his videos, yeah. Sobra, diba? So, wala madamot.
Anton, hinihinaan ko talaga, boss ko, para hindi mo marinig yung mga mali ko na English.
Mahirit.
Hinihinaan ko talaga yung boses ko kasi, yung English. My English is very terrible, so that's why I only speak like this.
And by the way, 2018 pa yun. I've been trying to, yun. I was looking for the shots.
Kasi naalala ko kasi no Christmas party, kasi siya yung isa sa mga volunteer mo noon. Siya pa yung pinaglaw mo nung rope eh.
Yes. So,
I was still,
we can zoom in. Jam was here.
Ayan o, di ba? Iklipa ng
short hair pa siya.
Di ba?
No face. I'm actually wearing the same shirt.
Wow. So, 2018, wow. Hindi ka pa rin naliligo from 2018. No, just kidding. Yung pala, no? Hindi pala.
Sana gano'n, no? Alam mo, yung mga t-shirt ko na suot ng 2018, hindi na kasi sa akin ngayon, ha?
No? Like how we look back then, sobrang nakakatuwa, no? Like, pakita na rin natin, just for the sake of being fair, pakita na rin natin si Kaloy ng 2018. Para sa mga hindi nakakaalam, si Carlo Serra po ang nandiyo sa screen.
Oh my God, I remember you, yeah. That haircut. Yeah,
Oo,
that haircut.
alam mo kung bakit. Gusto ko kasi maging kamukha yung kontrabida sa Fifth Element. Yung sa Fifth Element,
Actually,
yung sa Fifth Element, sino nga ba yung artista na yan? Yung sa Fifth Element, yung siya din yung ano eh, yung, dito. Basta, ayun na yun, yung ano.
yeah. Intimidating ka
Gary
at
Oldman,
that time.
si Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman, yeah.
Gary Oldman.
Si
I
Gary
know
Oldman,
him
Fifth
as
Element.
nice. I know
Yeah.
him as Victor Reznov or
Actually,
Victor
Gary
Reznov
Oldman.
or Commissioner Gordon from the Dark Knight
Commissioner
trilogy.
Gordon.
Yeah,
Tama.
best
Gusto ko,
Commissioner Gordon.
gusto kasi itsura nung sa Fifth Element. So, yun yung
Yeah.
style niya eh. Tapos meron pa nga siyang yung plastic dito eh. Right. Gusto ko talaga magmukhang kontrabida kasi masyadong mabait yung mukha ko eh.
Well, your hairstyle reminds me of Daken. Daken is actually the son of Wolverine. Because his hairstyle is kind of like a mohawk kind of a thing, I guess. So yeah, it definitely looks like a Daken. Also, fun fact: the reason why my hair is short, it's because I don't want to spend extra money on wig because at that time I was cosplaying.
Oo, yeah. Kamusta naman ang pag-cosplay?
Oo nga. We
I have
can talk.
I have to stop. I have to stop. Indefinitely. But yeah, I have to stop. I have to stop until I get those gains, until I get those muscles, those muscular frames. So yeah, because most of my the most of the characters that I want to cosplay are muscular women. So yeah.
Let's see. Abangan natin yan in the future.
Yeah.
That's something we are gonna look forward to. Definitely. So, actually, as parting questions, let's combine it together with tips and tricks for people who want to begin in Titan photography, in what you call this, in photography in general. Like in your journey, I'm sure there are things that you can share with us that help you improve your work as to how we see it today. So like in the collecting part as well, if you want to share anything. So Titan style of photography, or in this case, your journey into taking shots of Godzilla as sort of the Peter Parker of Godzilla.
Yeah.
But bago yan, grabe.
Ayan,
Si Carlos
talaga Christmas party na yan. Ang ko kasi nagko-cosplay ito na crew ng Jollibee. Yung pala, crew pala talaga ng Jollibee. Kaya nagpa-picture ako sa kanya eh.
Pero hindi. Cosplay crew. Siya yung cosplayer na crew member natin.
Jollibee, kaya nagpa-picture ako sa kanya.
True. All right. So yes, thank you so much, Jam. Yes, please share things that you wanted to share to us. Yeah.
I guess, well, aside from knowing, I mean, pretty sure some of you guys, most of you guys are know the basics of photography. I would say watch kaiju films. It doesn't have to be Godzilla though. It can be the Pacific Rim. It can be Monsters, directed by Gareth Edwards again. Or it doesn't have to be monster films as well. You can watch films that have large objects, just like Star Wars, because Star Wars has the Death Star and a lot of spaceships there. But yeah, also make your it's the angles. So yeah, I think it's best for you guys to watch some monster films, even though it's not from films, just scenes from the monsterverse or from the Toho films. So yeah, just you have to make your audience feel small, make your figures feel big. I guess you're just gonna have to take pictures. I mean, from the beginning, take pictures from upward. I guess. Yeah, I guess you can start from that.
Nice.
I don't think if that's a good advice or not.
Oh, it is actually. And going back, right? It's actually a good way to start, right? If we're lost, if we lack inspiration, it's a good way for us to be grounded back, at least into getting into Titan photography, or at least your take on toy photography. And again,
at least si Jam, marami siyang sources for inspiration sa Godzilla universe.
true. Actually, yun, no, di ba? You know that she knows her shit.
Oo, yung extensive knowledge niya for
Sobra.
Godzilla is very
And
good talaga. Ang galing.
and I want to echo yung
Legit
sinabi
ako,
niya kanina
legit ako.
na take what do you call this song lyrics. If you want to rewind, watch the show, and she talked about how she thinks about. I know that I can't translate it well, but there are song lyrics on a different note. But try to view that as a starting point as well if you're lost. That could apply to a different, or not only to Titan photography but into photography in general. Ang gandang tip nun, promise. Sobrang artistic. And Christiani David said, how you articulate your stuff is amazing. You really know your shiz. You're gonna be great. She already is and still has more potential. Grabe
Yes.
to.
Oo, tsaka
Sobrang saya.
bata pa to si Brown.
Yeah.
Bata pa. Ano na.
Still using a phone though, but we'll see.
Bata pa to, malalason pa to sa kay Trip TikTok.
Oo, at saka
Oh my
manglalason
God.
pa.
Malalason
Manglalason din
to.
at the same time.
Bata pa to.
Yeah,
Marami pa yan. Marami pa makokolektor.
marami pa.
Marami pa.
Alright, so we'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much, Jam. Thank you so much, Carlos Serra, Leandro Voldemort. And thank you everyone who's tuned in since the beginning. And next week, question, sabi nila, hindi daw pula ito, pero Jam age reveal daw. A ballpark if you're not willing to say the exact one.
At saka late 20s, ganito na, late 20s, early 30s.
Going mid-20s. Yeah, going mid-20s.
Okay.
So bata pa to, marami pa to makukulit.
Oo naman, no. So ano kasi, 4 years ago, ano na siya eh. So at that time, so alam na, ako may idea na ako. Naalala ko yung tanong na yun.
Yes, good question. Yung tunay na age. Doon lang tayo sa mid, early. Tama lang yun. Tama lang. Okay na yung sagot mo. Tama yan.
Okay na yun. So, we'll see you guys next week. Again, check out Jamzilla 12. I have posted her links in the comment section. Check it out and you'll see more as she goes. And advance happy birthday.
Advance happy birthday.
Next Sunday, Ryan Kokjin. Tama nga ba? Sorry, we're gonna post the poster. Nakalimutan ko sino sa kanila. But next week, stay tuned. We have another GeekClicks episode. Thank you so much on behalf of GeekClicks, Leandro Voldemort, and Jam Maglonso. We'll see you guys next week for more geeky goodness. Paalam and good night. Saan yung outro?
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Ninja.